Hey guys, it's your boy. Alright, so today we're going to be looking at some custom tactics of rank 1, 19-1 in FUT CHAMPS. I was asked by someone in the YouTube comments if they'd like to see some tactics, and yeah, here are. So this is the team. Most untradeable, smaller X, Van Persie. These are some of the boys. Bit of a rat. I lock onto Van Dyke when I do the corners, but I'll talk to you when I'm doing the tactics. Alright, so first one, I do ultra offensive, or this is what I usually play in game. I do balanced 37-39. Um, this is quite balanced, and my defenders don't drop in my box. Yeah, they're still like in a way drop off a little bit, so if someone runs at them, they can win the ball. Um, So build up is balanced. Not like fast build up because it just doesn't give my players enough time to get forward. Direct passing. I like playing quite fast and attacking throughout the game, so find it quite helpful. With 60, so my fullbacks can push down the line and overlap my midfielders, or specifically my right back, to try and overlap my right centre mid, and get an extra option down the line, so I can get an extra number in the box. Plays in the box, I've just got it on this. It's not too bad. I don't have the players which are just the tallest in the game. I've got Van Persie and Smolarek, and they've got okay-ish heading, so I don't invest too much time in players in the box. But it is helpful for the numbers because it just gets players in the box so it can overload the defense and give an extra option to try and like jam through the opposition in worst case scenarios, or if the ball bounces, someone else can come up and try and win it. Corners, I do one. Um, so I usually play a lock with a defender or a player which is very good at heading and jumping. So in my case scenario, I play a lock Van Dyke whenever I get corners and try and whip it in. And usually it's works. Like, it's quite, unless the only thing which is a bit hard with it is that when they take the keeper out, when they do that, I just play to the wide man on the bottom of the box, like you can see in the option there. For free kicks, I'm not too concerned. I've just got three. I don't usually whip it in the box, but like there's still options forward in case I can play it short and then give it to someone in the box like they can turn and shoot. So formation 4-3-2-1. I've got, as you can see, I've got Courtois there, Jack Cancelo, Ferdinand, Van Dijk, Mendy. As my defensive centre mid, I've got Mateus. My left centre mid is Park Ji-sung, and as my more attacking centre mid, I've got Thiago. Got Van Persie up top, Smolarek and Lundberg as both wide centre forwards. Alright, so I'll start from the top. Van Persie. I do support runs balanced, so it just does it normal balance runs. Attacking runs mixed, so it's not the same repetitive things the whole game, so which the opposition could read. Interception is normal, and then defense supports safe forward, so he can kind of be that hold up man when you win the ball, and worst case scenario, you can just whip it from your keeper, like a long throw, just hold it up because with Van Persie or your striker, because that's what they usually do now, and the defenders usually don't stand a chance on trying to win the ball unless it's just a lobbed one and it's trash. Alright, for my left centre forward, I do comeback on defense, and that's it. I leave everything else balanced. So when we're defending, I have an extra number in the defense to try and intercept the ball and try and win it or play it to Van Persie or the striker whenever I get the chance to, so I can build back up. Do the exact same thing with Lundberg or my right centre forward, because he usually fills in the gaps between it kind of drops off to a bit like a 3-5-1. I mean 4-5-1 when I'm defending, but Lundberg actually drops off and he goes further down than Thiago actually when I'm defending. So Thiago, I like playing him more as an attacking central mid because he's just very very good on the ball. Even in this position with any team, I usually use a 4-3-2-1. 4-3-2-1. I mean, it's quite good. Um, so tell him to get forward for attacking support so he can run into the box and try and help. Balanced for everything else, and then for defensive position, I do cover center just so they don't try and split through the midfield. For my central mid or my central defensive mid, because he plays more as a holding center mid. Um, in my tactics, Mateus stay back while attacking, quite simple. And then just simple cover center. Not too bad, he does his job. And then for my left center mid in the 4-3-2-1, I do just cover center, balance. Park Ji Sung, really good with his left and right foot. Scores a lot of goals for me on his left foot when he runs into the box. When I do L1 pass and then he makes the instructed run. For my left back, it depends which side of your fullbacks is more attacking, but for me it's João Cancelo, and I like using João Cancelo a lot because he's just very good on the ball, 4-star, just remarkable. So for Mendy, especially since he's very fast as well with my shadow I have on him, I do stay back while attacking. It works quite well. He usually covers the centre backs if one of them get beat, or when in counter attacks I usually drag him more to the centre sometimes when Ferdinand or Van Dijk are in no man's land, so it can help clean up the defence. Two centre backs, just normal. For my right back, so Cancelo, I do balance, and since he's got high medium work rates, high attacking, he just automatically tries and helps attack. And since he's got a not bad attacking position, he makes some good runs. He's very good at crossing the ball. And even that, he's got outside the foot trait, so when you win the ball with him and you hit the shot across goal, he gets it quite a lot, to be honest, so it's not too bad. Since Courtois, balanced, don't really need to change anything on your goalkeeper. I don't really use these two middle ones anymore because I'm just very comfortable with my 4-3-2-1. And for my attacking, I do constant pressure, 45 width. So you're not too open, but it gives you enough space to try and win the balls out wide. And then 55 depth to try and give a bit of pressure in the closing 10-15 minutes to try and win the ball back. So for the build up, it's same attacking. It's more comfortable and I already know how to attack. It's just the defensive part just drives me insane a bit, or just it can help you win the ball quicker and give you that extra jam when you're trying to press the ball from the edge of the 18-yard box. What else is there? So there's Van Persie. Well, everyone is actually exact same for instructions, so it's not too hard. Um, and then that's about it. I will discuss the roles a bit. So captain, yeah, whoever you want. So for usually short free kicks, what I do, I know a lot of people just play it short, but I actually do full, depending on the foot of your player. I usually just fully do curling in and try and look as close as possible to try and get it just past the post. If it's example Mateus, let's say he's on the right side, I'll put it just past the post and try and give it a little bit of velocity to try and help him get over the ball. Have about 65% of the power. Usually works out pretty well going in. Long free kicks, you're just either whipping it in or just playing it short. Pretty simple. Penalties, simple. So for the corners, what I usually do, I um example for this outswinger with Mateus, I put it just inside the 6-yard box, and I do full curl um to the right. So usually goes like an outswinger, and then Van Dijk's locked on, and he usually wins the header in the air. And when with Van Dijk or whichever defender you're using or attacker, usually to win the header in the box over the other defenders, you need to try and direct the header back post or front post. It really helps actually, because that's usually when it's the best outcome. I usually flick it back post because the keeper's quite close to the front post in most situations, and that the way the ball's whipped into the box. And then for the in swing with Mateus, um, I usually do it just past the the penalty spot to the right, and then lock on, and I do full curl, and I usually do about 65-70% of power, maybe like 55, depending on the minute of the game. If Van Dijk can't jump as high, because he's a bit tired, and then I usually just do the exact same using Van Dijk, like either flicker front post or back post, and it usually works quite well. So I'll give you a bit of a review on some of the players. If you're wondering, so there's for Smolorek as a left center forward, he's actually quite good. No, is very very good at shooting. He's very clinical. He's fast on the ball, moves nicely. Just one thing sometimes with him is since he's only got 3-star skills, it's a bit hard to like turn him sometimes. Like in the box, for example, if you want to do like a a standing ball roll scoop, not a moving one. Um, what else is it? Also like maybe even do like roulette sometimes. That's alright with him to try and open the angle or foot to foot. So or la troqueta, if like some people like to say. He's a very good card. As a striker, I really liked him. As a center forward, he's okay. But like he gives that pace option and is very good at shooting. So I think I'd give him like an 8.5 out of 10. Um, for Van Persie, all right. So his goal scoring compared to his match played and assists, it's not as high. But I just put a engine on him after I finished FUT Champs, and it's made such a big difference. He was already so good at shooting that he just needed to improve his balance and dribbling a bit, and now he can actually turn on the ball. Since he's got outside of the foot and flair, is very good, especially with that technical dribbler. I usually do McGeady turns or the drag back L's. Is very good at that. And then he just rips the ball into the back of the net usually. Only downside with him sometimes is that he might be a little bit slow, but like I personally think that's not too big of a deal because his card's really good. So I don't have a problem with him. I'd probably give him, depending, I don't know, maybe like an 8.5 as well, maybe an 8. Maybe like because Mbappe or R9 would probably be up like a 9.5 or a 10. I'd probably give him like an 8. Lundberg, very underrated card. One of my favorite cards in the whole game actually. Very good dribbling, shooting is impeccable. He scores a lot of goals with his 98 finishing. He's very fast. Can play the whole game. It's outside the foot trait helps a lot because when he just takes his shots, he tries and hits them in the back, in the inside netting, especially like back post if you're aiming there. Very good card. I think if he had 5-star skills, I think he'd probably be like one of the best cards in the game, like by far. But like 4-star, really good card. Sometimes like not having the 5-star skills lets me down a little bit, but like I'd let it make it work. Do some McGeady turns, not cancels. I don't do those. Not a rat. Well, I am a little bit, but you know. Um, Not too bad. Pretty good. Does his job. I'd probably give him an 8.5 as well. Mateus. Oh, I packed him from the 87 base or mid icon pack. If you want, you can go and check one of the videos beforehand, because I did it in the previous video when I packed him. Um, this card is like one of the best cards in the game which I've used. Very, very good at turning. Even with like, it might sound like a bit stupid because he's got only 78 dribbling with his engine, and like he's got quite low dribbling, but he's very good. Like he's just, his aggression just helps him turn so nicely. Like when he wins the ball and just turns and plays it off with his very good vision and his um short passing, long passing. His shots are very good. You just need to be careful with like the angles, because he's only got 73 finishing, but his shot power makes up for a lot. Shot power is really important during FIFA 23. Um, for defending, yeah, like his interceptions and his stats say, 96 interceptions. He wins every single pass going through the midfield. Like he just comes out of nowhere, wins the ball, and just wins it, bang, plays it off, and then supports the player again. So I think this is about a 9.5 out of 10, this card. Maybe if his pace was a little bit higher, that would have been a bit better. And if his dribbling was up to like 85, this card would probably be like one of the most insane midfielders in the game, hands down. So, I've also got Thiago as my attacking central midfielder. Um, he turns like insanely. Very good. Medium, 5-star, 3-star, 5'9". He's got a lean body type. He's very fast because he's got the acceleration 99. His finishing is 87 with a 92 shot power, but he's got outside the foot trait and he's got flair, and that helps a lot with his shooting in some situations. Like after doing an elastico, and then if you're to hit it front post or back post, it goes in quite a lot. His passing, couldn't ask any more. Even his crossing, like when I use it, he just whips it right in the box. It doesn't, 80 crossing feels like 95, but you know, it's quite good. Dribbling, his dribbling feels like he's got like 96. Like he turns very, very well. His lean body type really helps with that. Yep, so as the more attacking type of center mid which I use, his defending very good. He wins a lot of balls in the middle through interceptions. Um, his only letdown whatsoever is his only 80 stamina, and that means like I usually have to sub him off in like the 70th minute or something, because he just drops off to like 68 fitness, and then he starts getting a little bit sloppy, and I need that more energy in the midfield to try and keep the midfield strong and not get broken through. Very good traits. One of the best in the game. So yeah, maybe like, the thing is, I would have given him like a 9, but since I have to sub him off like most games, or like nearly every single game, I'll give him like an 8. If he had 86 plus stamina, I'd probably give him a 9. Park Ji-sung, very good. He's not really a big name in my team, which does too many things. Like as you can see on the score sheet, only 13 goals, 46 assists in 121 games. But he is just a workhorse. Up and down the field every single game, non-stop. Very, very good. His defensive awareness helps all his defending stats. Like he just wins the ball. 96 stamina. Plays a whole 120 minutes even without being tired at all. Good dribbling. Good passing. His finishing is actually really good in game. It definitely like feels like an 88 finishing in game. Even with his left foot, he scores most of his goals with his left foot coming from the left side. Um, really good. Um, yeah, team player. Yeah, just couldn't ask more. Maybe like, sorry, my bad. An 8.5, maybe an 8. If his skill moves were a bit higher, it'd help a bit. But, it's not too bad. Mendy, very good. I packed him untradeable no, 2 days ago actually. And I had his other card, which I bought him for 96k like a couple of months ago. And he had over 250 games on him. This left back is like the best one I've used in the whole game. He wins every single defensive, like, body, like, even in the aerial. Like, he doesn't get beaten. He just does everything. Dribbling, very good. I can turn him easily. He reacts very quickly. His aggression in game, is very good. He even bodies players like Ronaldo and like even Pele and R9 sometimes. Since I played one of the higher divisions and higher ranks in FUT Champs, his passing is very good actually. I switched the ball from flanks quite a lot, so it's very nice. Yeah, he's got flair, not too bad. Faster, weak foot, very good. Don't really use skills with him too much because I don't really go down the wing too much with him. But it's a very good card. I'd probably give him like a 9 out of 10. If he gets a special card 88 plus, he'll probably be best left back in the game like for the rest of the year. So yeah. Van Dijk, the man. Very good player. Very, very good. If he had maybe a bit high acceleration, it'd be much better. But because sometimes he can't catch up to someone if they run past him. But he's quite good actually. Defensively, so he's defending. He wins every single like tackle he does. Um, couldn't really ask more. He's very good like reactions and composure on the ball. Passing is very good. His heading and corners are very good. Very strong. If he had a bit more acceleration, he'd probably be best centre back in the game hands down. But I think Lucio beats him to that by a little bit because the more evened out pace, and yeah. I'll probably give this Van Dijk card about an 8.5 out of 10, maybe an 8. It's just acceleration lets him down sometimes. Ferdinand, I've only played with him 6 games. I usually give feedback about a player after I've used him for about 20 games. But so far he's okay, I guess. His pace is okay. He gets beaten a couple of times here and there, but like usually another defender covers him and wins the ball. I just feel like I need to get used to him a bit more, but like I don't know. I got him from the icon pack base on mid 87 plus. I just feel like I need to use him a bit more to have a better take, but at the moment, I think I'd probably give him like a 7.5, maybe a 7. 7 out of 10. He just doesn't have some of the key components which you'd need from a defender so far, but I don't know. I might change my opinion when I've used him more. I used Gold Cancelo actually for over 300 games. He's really, really good. Now I packed this 89 rated Cancelo team of the week from the 81 plus Brazil, Portugal, Netherlands, or France player. I was really happy about that. I was actually considering doing Quadrado and Ribery, but once I packed this card, I was like, nah, I have to use this card on my team. Sold his gold for about 40k or something. It's pretty good. Got this one in the team. His crossing, his shooting, everything he does is just insane. Sometimes his tracking back is a little bit lackluster, but it's very good. His pace is not too bad. Don't feel like I see it too much, because his reactions and his dribbling just gets him back quickly. Very good stamina. Lasts the whole game going box to box. Probably give this card like a 9 out of 10. And this card is much. I can see the difference. This card is actually at least a 0.5 or a 1 rating better, like out of 10, compared to his team of the week. His team of the week is very, very good. He used his out of position card in the midfield um as a center mid or and the CDM at some point. Yeah, it let me down quite a bit. I thought he would have been much better, but his team of the week card as a right back, very, very good. Courtois, best keeper in the game. Very high, tall, so just wins crosses which come in the box. Um, you know what? His handling is very good. Reflex is very good. Positioning comes out of the. He rushes out of his goal to try and close the angle down, which helps. Um, Not too bad. Even though with his speed being quite low, he just senses such a big body. He just closes down the ball very quickly and it's very good. Even with like on 2 chem and tomato. I usually sub on. Who is it? I usually sub on Corona as a sub. I subbed him on the last half of, like last quarter of champs. Won me a lot of games actually. Coming on scoring the winning goal. Is very good. If I could have gotten him in my team like over Thiago, and I could have sold Thiago, I would have done it. But the thing is, I know he just can't link. He's just a bit of a drainer, I guess. Doesn't have the outside of the foot, and sometimes he misses some open shots around the box. But I guess that's because his shooting hasn't been improved at all. By coming on as a sub, maybe if I was had the opportunity, I put a Hunter in him to just improve the pace and finishing a bit. Try and get a little bit more shot power. I feel like that'd do the job. Not too bad. And then there's Dembele, which I used a lot before I packed Lundberg. Yeah, it was quite good. Got him from Reds a few weeks ago. It's really good. Sometimes he just his finishing is a bit it's not the best, but it's not too bad. I usually had to sub him off the 65th minute for Berghuis. And he's actually really good actually. So Dembele, his skills, weak foot, just normal Dembele card. He just jams for everyone. Just a mosquito, like Nick from the Full Marker likes to say, my boy. Yeah, it's really good. Probably give him like an 7.58, maybe an 8. Corona, I'd probably give him like a 7.5. And then Berghuis, I'd bring him on sometimes before I got Dembele on my bench. But I brought him on, usually outside the foot is really good. Very good dribbling, very good passing. Probably give him like a 7. I just, considering I'm very lucky I've packed a lot of these players. My team is really good. Couldn't ask much more. Thank you guys for watching today. Make sure to like and subscribe if you stayed all the way to the end, or even if you haven't. If you got any video recommendations, I'd like to hear them. See you guys later.